Most personal song? Sinking? What's the song about for you?
It's about longing. I suppose it's personal to me because it's my favorite song on the album, and it was written about someone who I'm still very close with, and I wrote it actually in Australia at my parents' house. I'd come back from Europe and I went to Australia to tour, and then I went to my family's house, and they live in the bush, and it's very isolated, you know, and I'm used to being in New York with all these distractions, and so every day I just sit under these pecan trees and try and write songs, and that one came out. And I don't know, for some reason, just the setting, the being home, the familiarity, the being able to kind of just, I feel like I expressed something that was really personal and honest to me.
And this person, was it a former lover or?
Yes. Or still, I mean, this person lives in a totally different part of the world to me, so.
Does he know that?
Absolutely. Oh,
What?
yeah, totally.
What did he tell about?
He is really happy about it.
So
He's honoured about it.
is it?
It's a love song.
Was it hard for you to write? Well, you were saying most personal song. Is it hard to open up that completely?
Never. It's never hard for me to do that. It's not work for me to do that. I don't feel like I've got to really put myself in a place or something. It comes very naturally to me. It's just one of my, one of the aspects to myself. I think it's really important to kind of find a balance between the light and the dark as a person, not to deny any part of yourself, joy or things that are less joyful. It's important to have both. I live in America, and it's a culture of just absolute pharmaceuticals, It's just like every second advert on television is for antidepressants. I think it's just horrible. I've never taken them, and I never will.
Because you like?
Yeah, I just think it's important. I mean, I'm not saying that antidepressants aren't valid for some people, sorry. But I do think that they're overprescribed in America, and I think it's all about, they've created this kind of like necessity to have utopia, to be happy all the time, and it's wrong.
So you say, can I say that people need to appreciate the downs too as much as the ups?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously one should strive to be as happy as they can, but that's just not human nature. We're complex, and there's times when you won't be happy with what life has dealt you, or with what you've experienced. And I think it's important to allow yourself to feel that too, right? Isn't that just normal? Yeah, I think so.
You can interview me too. But
I kind of feel like I should.
last question. Gallantry's favorite son.
Yes.
I looked up the word, Gallantry.
What did it tell you?
No, at first I thought maybe it's a town or a city.
Oh, right.
I was thinking,
yeah.
no, I was thinking maybe you are from there, or you have done that, or maybe it's about
like Galveston.
Yeah, something
Gallantry,
like that.
oh, Gallantry.
But I couldn't find a town, not in Australia, not in.
No.
So, well, it's how do I say it's. For me, it's a word that it's bravery or something like that.
Yeah. It kind of has a few sort of like, I think over the years it's sort of had taken on different aspects to the word too. So it can kind of mean being chivalrous as well, and polite. and but also concerning bravery, to be gallant, to and respect.
But are you then Gallantry's favorite son?
I would like to be. Yeah.
So, but you're not entitled to call yourself that now.
The line came from. The line came from my song "Sweet Kiss in the Afterlife," and it's in the song I wish to be Gallantry's favorite son. And I don't know, the word gallant or gallantry is kind of an old, worldy word. It's hard to say that, old, worldy word. And that's kind of how I approach music too. I'm a sort of a traditionalist. I kind of live in the dark ages a little bit, like when it comes to making music. I use all sort of like real instruments and classical instruments as well. And I just found it appropriate to call it that. It seemed right.
If it seems right for you, then it's right.
Yeah, right?
Right?
It's my album. Do what I want now.
Yeah. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for your
Yeah.
time. Thanks, mate.